Okay, y'all just saw my friend Jan Powers Fort come on. Jan and Kimberly and I met last night for a long time planning our hymn sing. And we are doing this regardless of COVID or anything else unless God says don't do it. If there's a way we can do it legally with God's thumbprint on it, then we're going forward with it. I don't like to cancel stuff, and canceling the one in January was very upsetting to me. But it is planned for Saturday night, June 25th at 6 o'clock in Lake City, South Carolina, at the Lake City Pentecostal Holiness Church. The church will seat, I think, in the balcony and everything, probably about 400, 450 people. And we sure would love to fill it up. Kimberly's working on an event page for that, so it'll have more information. Lake City is about an hour and a half from Myrtle Beach. There's airline accommodations in Myrtle Beach and Florence, South Carolina. And there are not a lot of hotels in Lake City, but there are plenty of hotels in Florence. Florence is about 20 minutes away. It's one straight drive down one highway, Highway 52. It's 20 miles from Florence to Lake City. So if you stayed in Florence, you could easily get to the church without any problems. And the church is on the same highway, so it's no problem. But we'll be announcing more about that. But Jan, thank you for joining tonight, and thank you for all of your hard work to try to make this hymn sing a success. We're excited about it. By that time, the CD should be here, and we should have some other stuff like t-shirts and those kinds of things that you might be interested in. But it's going to be a fun event regardless. I went through the post that I made this afternoon and wrote down your request. So I don't know who's posting on the at the bench, whether it's Gina or Danielle or Kimberly. I think it's June 25th, Saturday, I believe. Check that date, but it's the last Saturday in June. Oh my goodness, Amber. Oh, that's too high. Those are such great words, and the way they wrote them is really, really neat. Okay, some more requests. was doing fine. She is not on here tonight. She had a dentist appointment today, and we knew it was going to be one of those time-consuming rough ones. And she's doing fine. She got through everything fine. But if I know her, she's probably napping. Yeah, she's getting ready for the big sleep, which for her is probably 3 hours tonight or 4 hours. Anyway, you guys have made some wonderful requests. Yeah, so Eva, I think it was you asked about the text notifications. We are in, forgive me, y'all. We are in the process of completing our website setup, and a part of the website will be being able to get email addresses and telephone numbers to text and do that same community just like Mr. Lowry does. We'll be able to do that. So I'm excited about that. And I hope when we do roll that out that you will, and I hope you've joined Mark's. It's exciting for me during my day to get that text saying he's either on or he'll be on in 10 minutes or whatever his message is. It's kind of nice to get that reminder, because I'm not on Facebook all day, or I don't keep it up, or it doesn't ding, or whatever it's supposed to do. So I'm wrapping up, guys. It's a weeknight, work night for me, so I think I've already been on an hour or very close to it. So, and I'll just ask you to pray for our little team. We have what I call the bench team. It's Kimberly and Madison, Danielle and Gina, and Sandy and me, and we are doing our best to make this everything that we feel like the Holy Spirit is prompting us to make it be. There are things that we will do that I'm sure will seem to you to have a profit motive, and I'll just tell you they are. I'll say that without apology. We will have to continue doing what we're doing. We'll have to have some funds, and I don't want this setting like tonight to cost anybody anything. So I want to work in different ways to create sources of income that will allow me to devote more time to this and less time to other things that I do for my profession. And I also need help, and I believe strongly that people are worthy of their hire. I don't ever want to ask anybody to do something that might be their profession that they would get paid to do and not reward them and compensate them accordingly. I think that's horribly disrespectful. I think there are times when people want to give, and that's fine. But yes, a workman worthy, absolutely. So if you don't understand what we're doing, and I don't think there's going to be any major changes or anything that's going to be offensive in any way. It's just things that we have to do. The page is grown more than I ever expected it to, and if there's a ministry associated with the page, and God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus want to take that and use that to bless someone, I want to be receptive and sensitive to that. I'm so thankful. Yeah, Rick, absolutely, or Marlene, I don't know who's on, but that's what my mom always said. And I just am of the persuasion that you don't try to negotiate people down. If they give you a fair price, pay them their fair price, because they're worthy of that. In some cultures, I know that's normal, but in my world, it's somewhat disrespectful to try to, I want to reward someone more, because when I leave, I want them to think, not that I've got money, because I don't. I work every day. I work 7 days a week, so I surely don't have great wealth. But what I want them to think is that guy was gracious. He extended grace to me. I love to tip. I love it when I'm sitting eating dinner out and the Holy Spirit says there's a bill in your wallet or in your pocket. Take that and leave it for the waitress or the waiter. I love to bless them. There's something, I'm the one who gets the blessing. They may get the funds and be able to use it to accommodate their needs, and I don't know but what they prayed and asked God for a blessing, and I might be that conduit. So that's who I want to be. I want to bless others, and I surely hope that this Facebook page is being a blessing, and if it is, we certainly want to grow it. Not in a way that's going to make any of us wealthy, because I don't foresee that kind of thing happening. But if we grow it and are able to pay for the things that we want to do to make it self-sustaining, then by all means, I'm very happy. Okay, enough about all of that. So we're talking about the hymn saying Saturday, June 25th, 2022 in Lake City, South Carolina at the Lake City Pentecostal Holiness Church. It's on Highway 52 in Lake City. And also, I think I may have made an announcement about a hymn sing that's in Matthews, North Carolina, at Matthews Church of God. It was scheduled for April 30th, and I called there today to make sure they were still having it, because I was going to try to go, but they are not having it based on what the church secretary told me just before we came on tonight. So the hymn sing at Matthews Saturday night, April 30th, has been canceled based on what I was told. The church has a website and a telephone number, so if you want to confirm that, please feel free to give them a call. But that's what I was told. And then we've got another music school coming up. I don't know the town, Miss Janice Gregory, if you're on here and you know what Brad and Seth's town, where they're holding the hymn sing, but it's and Ann Lippard, if you know, it's sometime, I believe it's in September or October. I'm not sure which, but it's around Nashville. And we've got some time to spread that word. So trying to do things that we can get together in different parts of the world. Oh, thank you, Joyce. That's mighty sweet. Okay, it's Murfreesboro. Okay, you heard me. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And we will certainly share that post again as that date gets closer. But if you're around that area, it would be wonderful to attend. That's the second weekend in September. It's really, really great music. I'll share more about that. I don't want to give out erroneous information. So thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. Okay, so we will we'll begin to wind down. So have we already closed one time? Could this be the second or the third closing? Okay, I was asked to play this, and I do not play it well, but I love to play it because it's in 5 flats, and I love to play in D flat. Jan Fort and I were talking last night. That always makes me think of Thomas Martin, and I can't ever think of him and not think of this. Yeah, that's Dwelling in Beulah. And I love the tempo of it. I love the phrasing. The verses are just wonderful. Far away the noise and strife upon my ear is falling. Sons of men in battle long the enemy would stand. Fear and doubt and things of earth indeed to me are calling. None of these shall move me from Beulah land. And someone shared with me recently that when we think of Beulah, I believe I'm going to say this right, the reference means now, wedding, or heaven. So what a wonderful thought. I wanted to think of the other verse. Oh man, I didn't bring the other hymn book within it. Oh well, I lost it. Okay, yeah, someone mentioned, you guys know that I was so divinely blessed to have Kevin Williams produce the CD that I recorded in Nashville, and he's still working on the master, and I just, to sit in his presence is glorious, knowing the level of talent that he has, but to sit there and watch him make notes and come out of the recording studio and see his notepad and hear him tell the engineer to go do this and pull this up and splice this. It's just, for a little country boy, it's pretty overwhelming and it's pretty amazing. And I want to give back to Kevin for him doing that. I'm an unknown person to someone who is very, very well known, and he took, I guess, Mark Lowry's word that maybe I could record a CD and that maybe I needed to. Kevin has a foundation where in his hometown of, I believe it's Russell Springs, Kentucky. It's about an hour from Nashville. He has a foundation where he fundraises and funds assistance for, I'll just say, under-resourced youth. I don't know the exact term, and I wouldn't try to do that, but love people who take Jesus' word and loves their neighbor. We never know what that's going to look like. I pray every day, God help me to not only love my neighbor, but help me realize who my neighbor is. And they probably don't look like me or act like me or have the same culture as me, may not even have the same beliefs as me. But Jesus didn't say anything about that. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. And I see Kevin doing that, Kevin Williams. He is, my birthday is May 14th. And when I saw that he was having this fundraiser that day, it's like I need to indulge myself a little bit because I work really hard, and I'm just going to indulge and go to his fundraiser and just be a part of the audience and hear wonderful. The guy he's got playing piano, he texted me his name the other day and I can't remember it, but and one of the members of Gaither Vocal Band is going to be there. Wes Hampton, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly. And and Kevin, I'd go sit, I'd fly to Nashville just to hear Kevin sing for an hour or play guitar. His chording is just so phenomenal. His heart is so phenomenal. His family, I got to meet his wife and one of his daughters. They're just phenomenal people. And I don't know why I'm saying all this. I'm just saying that I'm thrilled that I get to go. I'm hoping, as far as I know, I'll get to be with, I'll be a part of the audience. Yes, Carolyn, Kevin Williams is the same person who plays for Guitar for the Gaithers and does a lot of their emceeing. So you know now why it was such a blessing and an unbelievable thing for him to care enough to produce the CD that I recorded. Anyway, if you're in the Nashville area on May 14th, it's a Saturday. It's in a Baptist church in town. Kevin, if you go to his website or his Facebook page, he did a post about it. Plan to go, and even if you don't, go to his website and make a contribution and help him. Through him, we can give and love our neighbor through Kevin's eyes. What a great thing we can do. All right, so I'm going to play two songs. Oh, Rita, your birthday is May 16th. Does that mean you're a Taurus? Now, you know, I don't put a lot of faith in that, but I can tell you I have a lot of personality traits that reflect or parallel the Taurus traits. Anyway, all right, two songs for Carol Bentley, or She'll Get Me when I get off of here. There Is a River, and then I'll go into In the Presence, and I probably won't say anything, but you guys just have no idea how much, I was talking with some folks today about what we're doing with the website and some products and things, and they let me know how blessed I was to have you guys as followers and people who would actually tune in and watch a live video, or who would click the follow button and watch it after we end the live session, watch the replay. I'm very, 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 very thankful. Never take you guys for granted. Sometimes my patience wears thin because I'm tired, but it's not personal, I assure you. But I'm very, very thankful for each one of you. There are lots of times when I see names come up that I smile because it brings back a memory of some sort. So anyway, here we go. Carol, There Is a River, and I think there's several of you, Sandy, I know you love this song. I love it too. I loved it when, oh my goodness, John Starnes sang it with Jimmy Swaggart, and they would do that Hammond organ. So nice. And then we'll do In the Presence of Jehovah. spiritual references behind water. Well, there's so many references to water in music. Excuse me, and sacred music particularly. And I go back to what I played earlier. When peace like a river attendeth my way. I've talked about this before, but I feel like I just need to reinforce it tonight. The word attend is a word that I equate one definition of it. Certainly one definition is when you are a part of an event, you attend an event. But I think of it, I love the medical reference. You hear the attending nurse. That is the nurse who's providing all of the care. And I think of the words, when peace like a river attends my way. When there is such an abundance of peace that it feels like a river. When sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well. So if you make that an equilateral equation, and I'm an old math guy, when peace like a river attends my way, it is well with my soul. So all that sorrow and stuff that's out here, all the trials, all the things we know as daily life, when we can step back, and sometimes that requires us to remove ourselves physically from the situation. And we should never be ashamed or embarrassed to do that, because sometimes that's wisdom. Many times that's wisdom. When we can step out of a situation and take a deep breath and say, God, please allow the Holy Spirit to bring peace to me, then it is well with my soul. I know that's probably hokey to you guys. To me, that's so powerful, because there's so many things. I am wound so tight and I go so hard. We laugh at all four of us and my mom, because you model your parents model behavior for you, and we go so hard. If I ever hit a door or the edge of a cabinet or something, I'm going to be hurt because I'm moving. I'm not going at something lackadaisical. I've got a pretty hefty gait. So there are times when I have to physically stop and say, God, grant me serenity. Let me feel your peace in this situation to the point that it's flowing over me. And then, whatever it is, whatever my lot, because I have your peace and I know you're present in the situation, it's well with my soul. Okay. That's my word for tonight. I pray peace for you. I pray abundant peace, because peace will bring understanding, will allow you to work to a place of understanding. Peace will solidify your belief. Sometimes I think we're so concerned about our health that we lose sight of God in that. And when we can step back and turn it over to Him and get a peace about it, then we realize what we need to do for our health. I pray you have peace tonight. I'll just leave it as simply as that. I pray you are bathed in peace tonight.